A'udzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome again this morning to our English classes. And this is lesson 2 of our e-learning class. And this is your presenter, Mrs. Adegboyega from Citywide International School, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Presenting to you Primary 2 English Comprehension. And as I have said in the first lesson, that this week in our comprehension passage we shall be looking at two poems titled Courage and Courtesy. We shall now read this passage, answer the questions. I hope by now you ought to have learned the spellings of those keywords that we treated in the first lesson, and I hope you ought to have known the meaning of each of them. So now I'll be taking the reading and I'll expect you to go with me as I read. I said the first poem is titled Courage. 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 Courage is when someone is not afraid. When you have courage, you have heart to do things. You are not afraid of anything. That is courage. You don't panic. So let's look at this poem. And let's see what the poem is talking about, why it is titled Courage. The ants are small and tiny. The ants are small and tiny, but wise and courageous. Wise and courageous are the ants. And they build themselves a mansion, the ant hill. Here they are telling us that the ants, they are very small and they are tiny. Small and tiny. They have used this small and tiny to describe the ants. And you all know the ants, very small and tiny. But as tiny as they are, or as small as they are courageous in doing things. You know how the ants penetrate through things. They can enter into your packet of sugar. They can enter into your corked bottle of sugar or any of your beverages. So they are courageous. They are not afraid of anything. They can do whatever thing they want to do. And they build themselves a mansion, the ant hill. If you have ever seen the ant hill is, I think, somehow brownish or reddish in color. It is built by them, as small as they are. You see how they build the ant hill. It is like they are building a story. They are making a story building for themselves. It is because they are courageous. They can build themselves mansion. So let me pick the poem again, the first stanza again. I said the stanza. This poem has 4 stanzas, and it has 3 lines each, or 3 verses. So the first 3 verses of the first stanza is, the ants are small and tiny, But wise and courageous are the ants, and they build themselves a mansion called the ant hill. That is the first animal, the ants. Now the second one. Snails are slow and sluggish. Snails are slow and sluggish, but they are courageous and never tired. But they are courageous and never tired. So the snail crawl to the top of the tree. The snail here, you know the snail. The snail, they are very courageous too. They are slow and sluggish. You know how they walk? They are very slow and sluggish. But they are courageous and never get tired. They can climb 10-story building without getting tired. They will just continue to crawl like that. They can crawl from here or from any point to any point, and they never get tired. So this snail, they can crawl to the top of a tree, no matter how high that thing is. They are never tired. They continue to crawl because they are courageous. They are courageous. They can walk to anywhere. Now, the third animal is the bee. Sweet petals and nectar are far-fetched. Sweet petals and nectar are far-fetched, but the bees will never cease searching. And the bees produce the sweet honey. Now, they are talking about the bees here. When they want to produce honey, they never mind how difficult it is to look for the petals of that plants that secretes honey. They continue to work courageously. They continue to work hard to search for the nectar of the petals, and there they produce the honey that will take. You all know what honey is, and you know how sweet honey is. So these are the three animals here. We are talking about the ants, the snail, and the bee. Now, the fourth stanza says, wise children, act like the ants, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. So children, they are telling us to emulate, to imitate these three animals. These three animals that are never tired, that are always courageous in doing things. They will continue to search, they will continue to work until they succeed. So they want us to act like these three animals, so that our life will also be sweet like honey. So wise children, act like the ants, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. Wise children, act like the ants, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. Wise children, act like the ants, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. Wise children, act like the ants, the bees, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. Wise children, act like the ants, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. So this is the end of the first poem. Now the second poem goes thus. It's titled Cassie. 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 As I have told you in the first passage, and as you ought to have searched for what Cassie means, I said Cassie means showing good manner or good etiquette, good ethics. A pot raises its head high, says its water is full, but after some have been taken, the pot loses all its water. Here, this poem has three stanzas here, and it has just 4 lines each. It has 3 stanzas and 4 lines or 4 verses each. The first stanza says, the pot raises its head. When you have your pots or your buckets at the tap, you open your tap into it. When it gets filled, later on you can take some water of it. At the end of it, you finished what you have in the buckets or in the pots. So that is what they are trying to describe to you here. That when the bucket is full or when the pot is full, it raises its head. But at the end of it, when all the water is being taken, then the pot loses all its water and it's empty. So that's the end of the pot there. It's no longer useful. Now, the second one talks about the stream. The stream. Odo. The stream. The stream rolls and rumbles. I don't know whether you've been taken to the village before, where you see the stream rolling. It rolls and rumbles. It goes like that, giving you a sound. Because when you are in the farm and you see the stream moving, rolling, it gives you a sound, and that is what they refer to as rumbles. It gives you a continuous sound, as if you have a thunder, or you have your stomach, your empty stomach giving you a sound. It rumbles. So the small stream rolls and rumbles, swirls here and there in pride. It swirls here and there in pride. You can see it swirls here and there in pride. It will be going to the right, to the left, like that, to the right, to the left, to the right, in pride. And the November sun smiles at it, and the stream is dried up. Here again, here is a stream with pride. When it is going, it will be rolling and rumbling, rolling and rumbling. It will be swelling to the right, swelling to the left, swelling to the right, swelling to the right, swelling to the left, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the right, like that in pride. But wait for the November sun. It dries off, and that is why you have some of our streams, they normally dry off during Harmattan. When you have the November sun shining at it, it dries off. With all its pride, it will still dry. Now let's go to the third stanza of the poem, and this talks about the ocean. But the ocean is silent and gentle. If you have ever been to the ocean before, you have ever seen the ocean before, it goes silently and gently. The ocean is silent and gentle. It walks courteously in its banks, and rain does not cease falling on it, and the ocean never lacks water. As gentle as the ocean, as silent as the ocean, as gentle as the ocean, it will just be going courteously like that at its bank, courteously like that at its bank, and the rain will continue to fall on it. The rain continues to fall on it like that. It never lacks water, because the ocean is not proud, because the ocean does not go in pride. it goes silently and gently at its bank. So the rain continues to fall on it, and the ocean never lacks water. So these are the 3 stanzas of our second poem titled Kase. And now let's look at the questions. Or let me quickly go over the poem again. Let me just quickly read over the poem again. And so the first one is titled Courage. The ants are small and tiny. The ants are small and tiny, but wise and courageous are the ants. And they build themselves a mansion, the ant hill. Snails are slow and sluggish, but are courageous and never tired. So the snail crawls to the top of a tree. Sweet petals and nectar are far-fetched, but the bees never cease searching, and the bees produce the sweet honey. Wise children, act like the ants, the snails, and the bees, and your life will be sweet like honey. Now the second poem goes thus, titled Katse. A pot raises its head high, says its water is full, but after some have been taken, the pot loses its water. A small stream rolls and rumbles, swirls here and there in pride, and the November sun smiles at it, and the stream is dried up. But the ocean is silent and gentle. It walks courteously in its bank, and rain does not cease falling on it, and the ocean never lacks water. Now, these are the questions. Read the above poems and answer the following questions. Number 1. What 2 adjectives are used in describing the size of the ant? When you go through your passage or through the first poem, they have used 2 words, 2 adjectives to describe the size of the ant. We have done adjectives in our first lesson, first class, first week of this e-learning classes. Adjectives was the first grammar that we treated. So they want us to tell them 2 adjectives that are used to describe the size of the ants. 2. What makes it possible for snails to crawl to the top of the tree? What makes it easy or possible for the snail to crawl to the top of the tree? Number 3. Name all the animals and objects that these 2 poems talked about. Name all the animals. Let me help you. The 3 animals and the 3 objects that the poem talked about. 4. Which of those animals mentioned in number 3 above should children imitate? Number 4. Which of those animals mentioned in number 3 question above should children imitate? So these are the questions that you are to come across in your question portal, whereby you answer them there. So I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us, and may Almighty Allah protect and guide us. May He make it easy and understanding to us. I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.